Why comes anger and why to express on others? Your anger over others is a mirror image of your inner frustration. Anger comes due to different reasons, but the main reason is your inner frustration. This anger doesn't need big reasons to trigger. It doesn't need a sensible reason to start. A frustrated person becomes angry over anything and anybody, even the people he never met. It looks that the only free thing he has to share with others is his anger. He is only interested to relieve his frustration in the form of anger and trying to find someone to blame, someone to put the responsibility of his frustration. So why comes anger and why to express on others? One of the main reasons of anger is the inner frustration, which generates so much trapped energy that needs to be released. But it is negative because it is aimed for destruction and damage to himself and also for others who are nearby or anyone. Inner frustration is mostly generated due to inner suppression of energy under the burden of different ideas and thinkings, which mostly burst into a form of anger. Those who suppress themselves are more prone to worse anger. Their anger is more perverted and more insensible. Once this energy is released, then comes a sense of guilt due to the damage and destruction done by himself, over himself and over others. The mind is full of miseries and full of sufferings, which always encounter frustration because the mind always remained unsuccessful to understand the life. The mind never catches the life. Even the mind learned a lot about external effects and behaviors of the life, but one remains utterly in darkness about himself. The more you know about outside, the more you remain dark about inside. The mind tries to catch the things from outside because they are visible and there is a light, but one remains total in darkness from inside. The more you collect knowledge from outside, the more the darkness grows from inside. As you cannot see behind the sun while watching the sun. The mind has no idea that it is suffering from inner frustration. It only knows the outward form in the name of anger. If you think that you are a good person, then you have a sense of guilt due to outward behavior and effects. Then you try to compensate it with different things by criticizing yourself, by trying to separate anger from yourself. But does it really work? Or it's just jumping from one branch of the tree to another until your mind becomes tired and takes some rest? This is the only rest or relaxation you know, which is the interval between two restless periods, which is mistakenly taken as some special experience. So that's the reason that your mind learned to seek these flashes of relaxation by putting yourself into sufferings in order to get these relaxation periods. Mostly your search for enlightenment is the search for these relaxation periods, because the mind only knows this relaxation as the mind has no experience with what enlightenment really means in true sense. There is no way to separate anger from yourself if you are a mind. The mind has anger, and if you are attached with the mind, then you are the anger. So do not try to separate yourself from the anger, because it will be another cause of great frustration and separation. If you need to understand anger, you need to understand your inner frustration, which is the main reason and mirror image of your outward senseless anger. If you need to understand the frustration, then you need to understand the whole structure of the mind. Because the mind is the hub and the grid station of all frustrations, fears, miseries, and sufferings. One cannot learn and see it intellectually by trying to separate from the mind, but only to see that you are the mind. And the mind means only sufferings and frustrations. Once you are in the house of frustration and sufferings, then you do not need to fight this house while living there, but simply come out of it, because it's not your house. No doubt this house has a shelter, protection, and benefits, but no freedom. Leave all behind and come into the open sky, where there is a freedom where life beats, where smells life, where you touch the life, where you see the beauty, where you see the clarity, innocence, and growth. Just under the open sky of your inner heart.